Hey guys, it's me, Michaela, and today I'm going to be showing you how to collect gingerbread fast in Adopt Me. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my tips on how I collect gingerbread, as well as some information about the mini games. So anyway, let's go ahead and begin. First mini game that I wanted to talk about is Snowman game. So basically, for this mini game, you just have to build a snowman. And there are 5 snowmen, so there's one by the nursery, one by the hospital over there, and then there are 2 by the campsite. There's one over here and one over there. And then the last one is by the ice skating area. So those are all of the 5 snowman locations. And after you build all of the 5 snowmen, you earn 300 gingerbread. And you're actually able to do this minigame every 15 hours in real life time, which leads me to my first tip, and that is to log in every 15 hours. So basically, if you didn't know, you're actually able to log in every 15 hours. So if I look here, it says next reward in 8 hours 53 minutes. So once this timer is up, then I'm able to claim my next reward and claim my next login day. So if you watch my videos about how to get a diamond egg fast and golden egg fast, then you know about this method already. I suggest you actually watch those videos because I go in more detail. Moving on to the next minigame, and that is ice skating. So this minigame is a daily minigame. What I mean by daily is that you're able to do this minigame pretty often in Adopt Me time. But for your first time doing the race, for this minigame, you will earn 800 gingerbread. After you did your first race, every time you do this minigame, you will earn 160 gingerbread. Now moving on to the tips. I only have 2 for this one, but my first tip for this minigame is to do the race while you are collecting. When you're doing the race, there will be these yellow hoops that will appear on your screen, and it will just help you navigate through the obstacle course. My second tip is to jump when you are near a penguin. Instead of trying to skate away from the penguin, I suggest jump over them, because if you skate around them or try to avoid them, they will sooner or later get near you and hit you. Moving on to the next minigame, and that is the feeding frenzy. So I actually have 5 tips for this one. My first tip is to basically spam click the torch. I'm not sure if this is helpful or makes the process go a lot faster, but I personally like doing this because it just goes a lot quicker in my opinion. I'm not exactly sure if it does, probably takes the same amount of time. My next tip is to try to go deeper in the cave. When you go deeper into cave and you go to the deeper stages, you are able to get more points for melting the icicles. So that is my second tip. My third tip is to go on the side on the second stage, I believe. I'm not sure. It's one of the first few stages. And basically all you have to do is just walk on the left side on the snow, and you just have to break the ice that is near your pathway. My fourth tip is to skip the stages that are difficult. Can't do this to most of the stages, but some of them you're able to. As I mentioned, you're able to kind of cheat your way through, so I suggest you try to find stages that you're able to do that. My last tip is to kind of wait for the ice to respond. Basically, all you have to do is just melt the icicles, and you just do that for 2 of the stages. So the first 2, and then you just turn back and you will just melt the ice that respawns. Now moving on to the last mini game, which is the presents. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are tons of presents and ornaments around the map, and there are these special presents that have these little sparks on them, and if you just go near them, you're able to search for parts. There are 3 parts in each present. So this present here will have 1 part, and then the other 2 will have 2 other parts. So there is 1 present right here by the ice skating area, and then there will be another one by the grocery store right over here, and then there will be one right by the pet shop right over here. And once you collected all of the parts, you will get 800 gingerbread as well as a toy. So here is the toy you will get after you collect all the parts, and it's kind of similar to the Candy Canyon. Sadly, this minigame is only once in a lifetime, so once you done this minigame, you cannot do it again. As you can see here, if I try to search the present, it said, already found all of the snowboat launcher parts. So that's all of the minigames. Now let me tell you my overall tip. So my first tip is to play in a VIP server. VIP servers in Adopt Me are free, so I suggest you get one, and basically this will help you not bump into people when you do ice skating, and it'll just help you get more gingerbread. For example, for the feeding frenzy, if there are people in your server, it's kind of difficult to melt icicles. My second tip is to have an alt account to play with you. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but for the feeding frenzy, if you are AFK and you just attend the minigame, you get 40 gingerbread, which is pretty good for not doing any. My third tip is to always be in Adoption Island. When you are in Adoption Island, you'll get notifications on when to join a minigame. If you're at your house, you won't get any notifications, and if you're at the school, that won't happen either. Basically, any place you go to on Adoption Island, then you won't get any notifications. My fourth tip, aka my last tip, and that is to have your pet at school when you're doing minigames. Since it's kind of difficult to take care of your pet when you're doing minigames and stuff, I suggest you just put your pet to school and put it on the green bed or whatever bed. When you're doing minigames, it'll just add some commands and you'll get a list of commands to do, and you just do that at one specific time. Those are my tips on how to collect gingerbread very quickly. I hope this video helped you. Comment down below any tips that you have for this minigame or just this update in general, because I would love to read your tips and use your tips actually. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on Saturday for another video. Bye!